The first thing you notice about Trieste this evening is the glow of soft amber light spilling across the Adriatic, where the sea rests like a sheet of darkened glass, quietly holding the last warmth of the day. A gentle breeze brushes your skin, cool but not cold, carrying the faint scent of salt and roasted coffee drifting from the cafes along the stone-paved waterfront. And in this moment, you sense that something beautiful, something deeply comforting is waiting just ahead. Before we begin, find a place where you can rest. Let your body sink into comfort. Tonight, I'll take you on a quiet journey to a place where only peace waits for you. Put on your headphones if you can, and stay with me until the very end, as each word will guide you deeper into the night. If you'd like, share in the comments where you are listening from and the time on the clock where you are now, so that others traveling with Nightfall Travels may feel that they are not alone, but part of a gentle worldwide drift towards sleep. You take a slow breath, noticing how the air here tastes faintly of the sea, touched with warmth from the day's sun still lingering on the stones beneath your feet. And already you feel your shoulders relax. The motif begins here as a sound, distant waves lapping against the old stone harbor walls. At first, it's only a backdrop, like a memory you can't yet place. But in time, this rhythm of water will carry you deeper, like a companion whispering softly through the evening. Walking slowly along the Riva, the grand promenade that stretches by the sea, you see Trieste opening before you. Its mix of cultures gently revealed in the architecture, neoclassical facades from Vienna, pastel colors reminiscent of Venice, and open squares filled with laughter and conversation like a southern town at ease. The city has always been a meeting place where Italian warmth, Austrian elegance, and Slavic spirit overlap like layers of a painting. And as you move, you feel yourself blending into this harmony, as though you've been invited to take part in its quiet rhythm. With every step, the Adriatic sound stays with you, sometimes sharper as the breeze stirs ripples against the stone, sometimes softer, muffled by laughter echoing off marble colonnades. It feels like the city itself is breathing in time with the sea, and you are already becoming part of that breath. You pause for a moment in Piazza Unità d'Italia, the grand square facing directly onto the open water. The lamps glow golden against the darkening sky, and the scent of espresso and pastries floats on the air. Here in the heart of the city, there is no hurry, only the feeling that everything is quietly unfolding as it has for centuries. A story stirs in your memory. They say James Joyce once walked these same streets when he lived here, letting the Adriatic winds clear his mind before writing. Perhaps he too paused to listen to this sound of water, steady and unchanging, and felt its rhythm guiding him. As you listen now, you realize the sea has been a constant, a patient companion for every traveler who ever arrived in Trieste, whispering promises of both departure and return. You let the thought rest as you find a bench along the waterfront. The stone is cool beneath your hand, but the air is mild, as though the evening itself is wrapping you in calm. You sit, breathe, and listen. The Adriatic motif carries you, its lapping waves now, more distinct, rising and falling like a lullaby. You know it will stay with you, woven into every step of the journey to come. And just as your eyes grow heavier, you notice the lights of small fishing boats heading out into the dark horizon. Their lanterns swaying gently like stars upon the water. Where they are going, you don't yet know, but the sight leaves you with a question, one that will linger until you follow where the evening leads next. Tonight, your journey has only begun, and the Adriatic, with its steady rhythm, invites you deeper into Trieste's embrace. And as you stand again, ready to follow the curve of the harbor, you feel the promise of something waiting just beyond the next turn. The first thing you notice about Trieste this evening is the glow of soft amber light spilling across the Adriatic, where the sea rests like a sheet of darkened glass, quietly holding the last warmth of the day. The sky has shifted into shades of rose and violet, the horizon brushed with fading gold as if the sun has left behind one final whisper of brilliance before surrendering to the night. A gentle breeze brushes your skin, cool but not cold, just enough to remind you that the sea is near. It carries with it the faint briny perfume of salt, layered with something unexpected, the rich aroma of roasted coffee drifting from cafes that have stood here for more than a century. In Trieste, coffee is not just a drink, but a way of life, a ritual. And as this fragrance mingles with the clean salt air, you sense a promise that something beautiful, something deeply comforting is waiting just ahead. Before we begin, find a place where you can rest. Let your body sink into comfort. Tonight I'll take you on a quiet journey to a place where only peace waits for you. Put on your headphones if you can, and stay with me until the very end, as each word will guide you deeper into the night. You breathe slowly now, settling into the rhythm of the moment. The air tastes faintly of the sea tinged with warmth that still lingers on the old stone pavements beneath your feet. The sensation is grounding, and already your shoulders begin to soften, the tension melting away as you allow yourself to be here fully present, fully at ease. And then you hear it, the motif that will stay with you tonight, the sound of water. The Adriatic pressing softly against the harbor walls, waves lapping with an unhurried rhythm. At first it is only background, a hushed reminder that you are by the sea. But even now you sense it will follow you through every street, every square, every quiet corner of Trieste. A constant companion, steady as breath, patient as the night itself. You begin your walk along the Riva del Mandracchio, the grand waterfront promenade. Lamps flicker into life one by one, lining the edge of the sea with warm golden halos. They reflect on the water, trembling slightly with each ripple like strings of pearls laid gently upon velvet. The buildings along the Riva are proud but welcoming, their facades echoing the grandeur of Vienna, softened with Italian charm, touched with hints of the East. Trieste has always been a crossroads, a place where cultures overlap and histories entwine. You can feel it in the stones beneath your steps, as if centuries of travelers have left their quiet echoes here, guiding you gently forward. Your body moves slowly, unhurried, and with every step the Adriatic breathes with you. The waves murmur against the wall, sometimes sharper, sometimes muted by voices carrying from the cafes. The sound reminds you of rocking, of being gently cradled. You find yourself aligning with it as though your own body is becoming part of this timeless rhythm. Soon you reach Piazza Unità d'Italia, one of the largest seafront squares in Europe. Its wide openness is breathtaking. On one side, grand buildings with neoclassical facades stand proudly glowing in the soft lamplight. On the other, nothing but the sea, vast, dark, infinite. Here, city and ocean meet without barrier. You feel as if the world is offering you a choice to look inward toward the comfort of light and laughter, or outward toward mystery and possibility. The scents mingle again here, not only coffee, but something sweet. A trace of warm pastry, perhaps a strudel, perhaps a slice of chocolate cake from one of the historic cafes that still serve Austro-Hungarian recipes. Your mouth waters, but it is not hunger, it is memory. A reminder of cozy kitchens and late-night treats, the way comfort often comes in the simplest of forms. You pause in the square and a thought stirs. James Joyce once lived in Trieste, finding inspiration in its winding streets and restless harbor. They say he often walked these very stones, clearing his mind with the sea wind. You imagine him pausing here, listening to the same sound of water, feeling the same salt air brush against his face. And you wonder, perhaps it was the Adriatic's rhythm that helped him find his words, just as it helps you find your calm tonight. You walk on slower now until you find a bench along the water's edge. The stone is cool beneath your hand, grounding you once more. You sit, you breathe. The Adriatic motif is closer here, waves rising and falling, unhurried, eternal. You close your eyes for a moment and the sound becomes everything, a lullaby, ancient and steady. When you open your eyes, the sea greets you with a new vision. Small fishing boats are moving out into the darkening horizon. Their lanterns swing gently with the motion of the water, glowing like tiny stars scattered across the surface. Each boat carries with it a story you cannot see, a destination unknown. Yet their lights soothe you, reminders that life moves quietly, steadily across the water, always continuing, always flowing forward. The motif deepens here. It is no longer only the sound of waves, it is the sight of these lanterns, the warmth of their glow upon the dark sea. The Adriatic is no longer background. It is alive, a presence walking with you, rocking with you, breathing with you. And though the evening is calm, you feel a gentle anticipation. These boats are going somewhere, and so are you. Something is waiting just beyond the curve of the harbor, something you cannot yet name. But the Adriatic whispers that you will find it step by step as the evening unfolds. You rise again from the bench body, light breath slow. Ahead, the harbor curves into shadow where more lights flicker, where the evening promises to lead you deeper. You do not rush. You do not worry. The Adriatic carries you, and with each step you sense that this journey has only just begun. The harbor path narrows slightly as you leave the openness of the square. Stone underfoot, a soft echo rising with each measured step. The lamps grow fewer here and the light takes on a gentler quality, dim amber, as though the city itself is whispering for quiet. Ahead, the Adriatic stretches endlessly, the horizon now a seamless blend of silver water and deep indigo sky. The motif is with you again, the sound of water. It has changed, softened. Instead of the wide echo of waves meeting walls, you hear a more intimate rhythm. Gentle ripples brushing against moored boats, the creak of wooden hulls rocking with the tide. Each sound is a note in a song old as the sea itself. You breathe in its cadence, and your body mirrors it, slow and steady. As you walk, you notice details that might have been missed in daylight. The sea's surface is not flat. It shimmers, trembling faintly with every shift of the air. The stones along the pier glisten, two holding a thin sheen of moisture, as though the sea has kissed them again and again. When you trail your hand lightly along the rough wall, the coolness tingles against your fingertips. Trieste has always been a city of arrivals and departures. For centuries, ships came here from faraway coasts laden with coffee beans, silks, spices, stories. This thought comes gently now, not as history, but as presence. You feel the unseen footprints of countless travelers who once walked this same path, each hearing the same Adriatic lull, each searching for something, or perhaps leaving something behind. A moment comes to rest. You pause by a small boat tethered loosely, its bow rising and falling with a rhythm so precise it seems like a heartbeat. The scent here is stronger, brine mixed with the tar wood, soaked in salt water, faint hints of fish. It might seem ordinary by day, but at night it carries another feeling, belonging. The world may change, but the sea remains, and with it this scent that ties you to every traveler who has ever leaned close to a harbor. You close your eyes listening. A creak, a soft splash, silence. Then another ripple, the Adriatic motif deepens. It is not only sound now, but a feeling inside your chest, a rhythm that reassures you. All things flow. All things find their place. When you open your eyes again, the city reveals another layer. Beyond the boat's narrow streets, climb gently up the hillside. They are not loud or crowded, just quiet lanes lined with pastel buildings whose shutters glow faintly under the lamps. Laundry lines sway like soft banners even at night. The smell of something warm drifts down, perhaps a pot of soup or bread cooling on a windowsill. Domestic comforts carried into the open air. You begin to walk up one of these lanes, leaving the immediate shore behind. The stones are uneven here, polished by centuries of footsteps. Your pace is unhurried, steady, your breath aligning once more with the Adriatic rhythm. Every few steps, a new scent greets you. Rosemary from a small garden, faint smoke from a wood fire, the sweetness of ripe figs hanging unseen above. Each one is a brushstroke painting the city with invisible colors. A memory surfaces. Trieste was once called the Vienna by the Sea, a city of cafes where writers, sailors, and thinkers gathered, sipping espresso as they watched the world pass by. You picture them now, shadows seated at marble tables, their voices low, their gazes turning toward the same Adriatic horizon you have just left behind. You smile softly. Perhaps in some way you have joined them. Halfway up the lane, you come across a small piazza, a quiet square, hidden from the grand openness of the waterfront. A fountain trickles at its center, the water catching lamplight in a delicate shimmer. Its sound joins the motif, blending with the Adriatic in your memory. Sea and fountain, wide and narrow, eternal and intimate. You sit on the low edge of the fountain for a moment, resting your hands on cool stone. Here a cat wanders lazily across the square. Its fur is striped, its pace unbothered. It glances at you only briefly before settling near the fountain, curling into a circle as though this has been its home for lifetimes. You watch it breathe, the rise and fall of its body in perfect time with the trickling water and the distant sea. The scene fills you with ease, life at its simplest content in its own rhythm. You take a deeper breath and notice your body. Shoulders loose, hands warm, heart steady. Each inhale brings with it the scent of night flowers blooming nearby. Each exhale carries away what you no longer need. You are not separate from this place. You are part of it, as natural and steady as the sea itself. From the piazza, a narrow street slopes gently upward. You rise again, following its curve. Lamps grow sparser, but the night sky grows brighter. Stars begin to reveal themselves one by one, reflected faintly on the sea far below. The motif whispers in your memory, even here away from the shore. The Adriatic stays with you not only in sound, but in feeling, a rhythm anchored inside you. At the top of the slope, you come upon a terrace that overlooks the city. Trieste spreads below like a tapestry, squares glowing lanes, twisting the dark outline of hills, behind and before it all the wide shimmer of the Adriatic stretching into infinity. Boats still move their lanterns, tiny sparks upon the vast dark. From here, you see how the sea and the city are inseparable, one reflecting the other. The air is cooler here, brushing your skin with a freshness that feels both invigorating and calm. You rest your elbows on the stone balustrade and breathe it in deeply. In the distance, faint music drifts upward, perhaps an accordion, perhaps a violin from somewhere in the maze of streets. It is gentle, almost a lullaby. And in that sound, too, you hear the motif, the same slow rise and fall, the same eternal rhythm. You let your gaze linger on the horizon. The Adriatic is darker now, almost indistinguishable from the sky. Yet you know it is there, holding the city in its quiet embrace. You feel it inside you, steadying you, promising that the journey still has so much to reveal. And as your eyes grow heavy in the softness of the night, you notice something faint along the horizon, an island barely outlined, touched with a trace of silver light. It is too far to see clearly, too faint to define. Yet it calls to you softly, like the distant lights of the fishing boats before. A mystery waiting beyond the waves. You let the vision rest, holding it gently, knowing that soon the Adriatic will guide you closer. You linger a little longer on the terrace, gazing out across the city and sea, until you feel the gentle pull to wander further to see what else the evening holds. Slowly you turn from the balustrade and begin walking down a narrow side street. The stones worn smooth, the walls of old buildings leaning close as if they are confiding secrets only to you. The motif follows. Though you are away from the water, you still sense it inside your breath, in the faint vibration of the stones beneath your steps, in the rhythm of your own heartbeat. The Adriatic is never far even when unseen. The lane leads you downward toward the Canal Grande, a small waterway that cuts into the heart of Trieste. Here, the sea enters the city carrying its calm further inland. Lanterns line the canal, their reflections doubling the light upon the dark surface. Boats are moored along its edges, resting as though they too are preparing for sleep. You pause at the canal's edge, watching the water shift gently. It is quieter here than at the harbor, no waves, only a subtle ripple, like breath upon glass. The scent is familiar now, salt and wood, but softened by the fragrance of fresh bread from a nearby bakery. Someone has left loaves to cool in the night air, and the mingling aromas of yeast and sea feel like a welcome you can taste. You walk slowly along the canal, and with every few steps you pass a cafe or tavern where soft voices murmur. Some play music, an accordion here, a piano there, notes drifting across the water, dissolving like sugar in tea. You imagine how these sounds must layer together across the city, blending into one quiet symphony of evening life. The motif absorbs them too, becoming not only the Adriatic's rhythm, but the gentle harmony of Trieste itself. Halfway down the canal, you come upon a statue, bronze life-sized, of James Joyce, again stepping casually onto the bridge. His gaze is lifted as though he is mid-thought, carried by the same rhythm you now feel. For a moment you stand with him, both travelers crossing this place in different times, both guided by the same sound of water flowing endlessly toward the sea. You take a slow breath here. Inhale. The cool air filling your chest, scented with the faint trace of coffee still drifting from the square. Exhale. Your body, softening, shoulders easing further. Each breath joins the motif part of the same rise and fall, steady and grounding. Beyond the bridge, the canal widens briefly before meeting the sea again. Here, you turn into a quieter lane following a gentle incline. The lamps are fewer, the silence deeper. Each step feels slower, more deliberate. You can almost hear the whisper of your own breath, blending with the Adriatic rhythm. The street opens suddenly onto another square, Piazza della Borsa, smaller than the Grand Piazza by the sea, but filled with an intimacy that feels like a living room. Its columns and statues glow softly under lamplight, their shadows long and graceful. A fountain murmurs here too, its sound delicate, crystalline, joining the motif once more. You sit on the steps of the square for a while, letting your body rest. The stone is cool, but your palms warm against it. The air is steady, holding the faint sweetness of chestnuts roasting at a nearby stand. The scent is nostalgic, comforting. You picture small-town autumn fairs in America, chestnuts, caramel apples, hot cider, steaming in the crisp air. For a moment, the worlds blur Trieste, and those quiet American evenings joined by the universal warmth of food shared in the night. The motif returns with a new shade taste. The imagined sweetness on your tongue, the salt of the air, the warmth of chestnut. These flavors mingle with the Adriatic rhythm, grounding you in a fullness that belongs to every culture, every home. A story drifts to you now, carried by the night. They say that once, when Trieste was under Habsburg rule, merchants from all corners of the empire gathered here to trade coffee beans from faraway lands, fabrics, oils, spices. The square would have been alive with voices and scents, languages, overlapping colors, vivid. Tonight, though, it rests, silent except for the fountain, the faint laughter, the Adriatic pulse. You imagine both versions of the square, the past, bustling with life, and the present, quiet and glowing, and realize they are layered together, existing within this very air you breathe. Your eyelids grow heavier now. The evening has slowed your body into its rhythm, each moment like a rocking motion that steadies and soothes. Yet even in this drowsy calm, you feel curiosity, a sense that the evening holds another layer still unseen. You rise again, crossing the square slowly, your footsteps echoing softly against the stones. A narrow alley leads out, and from its far end you catch a glimpse of the sea again, its silver shimmer between two buildings like a promise waiting to be kept. The motif draws you back toward it gently, patiently. You follow unhurried, as though the Adriatic itself is guiding you with invisible hands. And as you near the edge of the alley, you notice something new. A faint glow on the horizon where you had seen the outline of an island earlier. It is still distant, still mysterious, but the silver has deepened clearer now, like moonlight touching land. The Adriatic whispers again, steady as breath, telling you that your path will lead closer. And with that, you step forward, ready to follow where the night and sea will carry you next. The narrow alley opens again, releasing you back toward the sea. You step out slowly, and there it is. Once more, the Adriatic stretched wide under the darkened sky. The moon has risen higher now, casting a soft silver glow across the water. Each ripple glimmers like liquid silk, as though the sea has been dressed in light for the evening. The motif greets you again, steady and familiar. The sound of waves is quieter here, cushioned by the stillness of the night. It comes as a gentle hush, like the breath of someone who has just drifted into sleep. You pause listening, and in that sound you feel not only calm, but invitation, as though the sea itself is asking you to step closer. Ahead, the waterfront bends into a longer stretch, Molo Audis, the old pier. It extends straight into the Adriatic, unbroken by railings leading you like a thread into the dark. By day, it is lively, filled with people strolling, children chasing pigeons, tourists snapping photographs. But now, in the quiet evening, it is nearly empty. Only a few silhouettes move slowly, wrapped in coats, savoring the night air. You begin your walk onto the pier. The stones beneath you are smooth, broad, pale in the moonlight. Each step is steady, echoing faintly in the open air. As you move further out, the city behind you grows smaller, its lamps shrinking into a scatter of golden dots. Ahead, nothing but sea and sky, a horizon blurred into one. The Adriatic's voice is clearer here. Without walls to contain it, the water speaks more softly, spreading its rhythm in every direction. The sound is not only at your ears, it seems to rise from beneath the stones, carried into your feet, traveling through your body. You walk more slowly, letting the rhythm settle deeper until you are part of it entirely. Halfway down the pier, you pause. Around you, the sea stretches vast and open. The breeze carries the scent of salt more strongly now, crisp and pure, mingled with the faintest trace of something floral, night-blooming jasmine from the city drifting out to sea. You breathe it in, and the air feels clean, almost sweet on your tongue. A memory surfaces, an American summer evening, perhaps in a small lakeside town. Fireflies sparking in the warm dusk, the scent of honeysuckle water lapping gently against a wooden dock. That feeling of being suspended between land and water, between day and night, comes back to you now, layered over this Adriatic evening. Different places, different times, yet the same peace. At the end of the pier, you stop once more. Here you are, surrounded on three sides by the sea. The city glows faintly behind you, while ahead, the horizon stretches infinite. Boats move quietly in the distance, their lanterns still swaying like stars scattered across the dark. You feel small here, yet not diminished. Rather, you feel held, embraced by the vastness. The motif deepens. The Adriatic is not only rhythm, now it is presence. It surrounds you below and above, ahead and behind. It holds you in stillness as if rocking you gently in its arms. You let your eyes close, and in the darkness, the sound is everything. Water rising, water falling over and over until your own breath has become indistinguishable from it. You linger in this stillness for a while. Then when you open your eyes again, something catches your gaze. Far out across the water in the direction of the faint island, you notice before there is a shimmer brighter than before, clearer. It looks like moonlight touching land, but with a steadiness that feels different. Not a trick of the eye, but a glow waiting patiently. The Adriatic whispers again. You feel it not as sound, but as a pull inside your chest. That distant glow is calling, though softly, without urgency. You know you will not reach it tonight, yet the promise of it lingers, guiding you forward through each step of the journey. You turn back from the pier, walking slowly toward the city again. Each step feels lighter now, as if some of the vastness has remained with you, filling your body with space. The city's lamps grow larger once more, their golden warmth reaching out like open arms. At the edge of the pier, you re-enter the streets. This time, instead of the grand waterfront, you slip into narrower lanes leading toward the hillside. The air here is different, drier, carrying the faint scent of herbs. Rosemary and sage grow in pots on windowsills, their fragrance stirred by the breeze. You pass under an archway, and the sound of the sea softens behind you, replaced by the quiet hush of hidden streets. Yet the motif remains echoing in your chest, reminding you that the Adriatic is still near, still holding you. A small trattoria glows warmly to one side, its windows fog slightly from the heat inside. You peek through as you pass families gathered around tables, a woman lifting a pot of steaming soup, laughter rising gently above the clinking of glasses. The sight stirs something familiar. Holiday dinners, gatherings at home, warmth shared among loved ones. For a moment, the Adriatic motif folds this warmth into itself, carrying not only rhythm and scent, but memory, connection, belonging. Further along, you notice a staircase rising between two buildings, narrow and steep. You climb slowly, each step echoing against stone. At the top, you find yourself in another terrace, smaller and quieter than before. From here, the view stretches across the rooftops down to the sea. The moon is higher now, its light more silver, casting soft shadows that blur the edges of buildings and water alike. You stand here still, feeling the breeze against your skin, smelling salt and herbs mingled together. The Adriatic motif is with you again, softer now, more internal than external. It is your breath, your heartbeat, the gentle hum of being alive in this place. And as you gaze once more toward the horizon, the faint glow of that distant island seems even clearer, steady, patient, waiting. You let your eyes rest on it as your body softens further, knowing the Adriatic will lead you closer, step by step, in nights to come. You linger on the terrace, breathing in the cool air until your body reminds you to move again slowly, gently down the winding steps that lead deeper into the heart of the city. The night has grown quieter now. The laughter and music of the waterfront soften into the distance, leaving only the steady pulse of the Adriatic within you, that familiar motif always present, always guiding. The streets you enter are narrower here. Old stone walls rise on either side, their plaster faded into warm tones of ochre and rose touched by moonlight. The lamps are fewer, their glow casting elongated shadows that sway gently as you pass. Each shadow feels alive, as though it remembers the countless evenings that have unfolded in these same lanes, centuries of footsteps layering one upon another. The Adriatic comes to you here not through sound but through scent. A faint breeze snakes its way up the street, carrying with it the clean salt of the sea, softened now by distance. It mingles with another fragrance, rosemary from a garden hidden behind a wall, and perhaps lavender too crushed underfoot somewhere nearby. You breathe it in, and your chest expands with ease. The rhythm of breath itself joins the motif, slow and steady, as natural as the seas rise and fall. You come upon a small courtyard tucked between the buildings. It is quiet, almost secret, with a single tree growing at its center. Its branches spread wide, and under the glow of a lamp, you see pale blossoms scattered among its leaves. Their scent is subtle, almost sweet, a gentle surprise in the cool night air. You step closer, reaching out a hand to brush one of the blossoms lightly, feeling its softness before it falls gently to the ground. The motif shifts once more. Now it is not only sound or scent, but touch, the delicate reminder that even the smallest things carry presence, rhythm, beauty. A memory stirs of American spring evenings as dogwoods blooming in quiet neighborhoods, the faint perfume of lilacs carried on soft breezes. You think of walking down familiar sidewalks, the glow of porch lights, the hum of crickets. That same comfort, that same quiet unfolding is here now, half a world away, yet perfectly familiar. From the courtyard, a narrow stair leads upward, carved into the hillside. You follow it slowly, your hand trailing along the smooth stone railing worn down by time. Each step feels unhurried yet purposeful, carrying you higher above the city. When you reach the top, you find yourself at the edge of San Giusto Hill, where the cathedral and castle stand watch over Trieste. The air is cooler here, touched by the night wind sweeping across the hills. The Adriatic glimmers far below, silver and steady, its rhythm still within you, even at this distance. You walk toward the cathedral square, where ancient stones spread out beneath your feet. The facade of the church glows faintly in the moonlight, its rose window dark, its doorway quiet. The castle nearby is silent too, its walls holding centuries of stories, its towers standing like guardians of the city below. You pause here, resting your hand on one of the ancient stones. It is cool, rough, solid, holding the memory of ages. You close your eyes, and for a moment you imagine the many who have stood here before, pilgrims, knights, travelers, families. Each of them carried their own stories, their own burdens, their own hopes, and yet all of them were met by the same Adriatic, the same rhythm of waves below. The motif connects you to them across time, across centuries. You sit for a while on a low wall, letting your body rest. The breeze brushes your skin with tenderness, carrying both salt from the sea and the faint earthiness of the hillside. The night is perfectly balanced here, open sky above, ancient stones beneath, and the Adriatic beyond. You breathe deeply, inhaling the fullness of this balance, exhaling into a calm that spreads through your entire body. In the stillness, you notice something new. From this height, the horizon is clearer. The faint glow you have been noticing, distant, steady, appears once more. It is sharper now, not only a shimmer, but a defined outline, as though the island is waiting to be revealed. The Adriatic holds it for you, gently promising that you will come closer in time. Before you leave, you hear a sound, soft, melodic, drifting on the wind. It is the faint call of bells ringing from a nearby tower. Their tone is low, resonant, spreading outward over the hillside. They join the motif, blending with the Adriatic rhythm, with your own breath, with the memory of footsteps across centuries. For a moment, is one sound, water breath, bells silence. You rise again, feeling lighter, steadier. The steps leading down the hillside are quiet, lined with cypress trees swaying gently in the breeze. As you descend, the scent of the blossoms fades, replaced once more by the salt of the Adriatic. The city opens below, glowing faintly in its evening calm, like a lantern resting in the embrace of the sea. And as you step down toward the streets once more, you feel the Adriatic waiting, whispering, holding you close as the journey unfolds deeper still. The streets welcome you back from the hillside, narrow and winding once more, yet filled with a quieter rhythm after the heights of San Giusto. The air feels different now, denser with warmth, touched by the sense of food, drifting from kitchens and small trattorias. The Adriatic is still with you, steady as breath, carried not by sound here, but by the way the city itself seems to move in slow waves. Voices rising and fading, footsteps echoing and dissolving, a constant ebb and flow. You turn down a lane paved with uneven stones worn to a soft shine. The buildings here lean close, their balconies filled with potted geraniums and herbs. Some shutters are closed, while others are open just enough to reveal golden slivers of lamplight within. From one window, you hear the faint hum of a lullaby, a mother's voice soothing a child into sleep. Her words are low, the melody gentle, weaving into the Adriatic motif, as though the sea itself were singing through her. You pause, leaning lightly against the wall, and close your eyes for a moment. The sound of the lullaby blends with the faint pulse of the waves you still carry in memory. You take a slow breath and feel your body soften further. It is as though the entire city has entered its own slumber, each home a vessel rocking gently on the Adriatic's tide. As you walk further, the street opens onto another square, smaller than the others, intimate, surrounded by cafes with wrought iron chairs left stacked for the night. A single lamp glows above the entrance of a bar, casting a circle of light that spills onto the cobblestones. In that light, you see an old man sitting alone at a table, his face relaxed, his eyes closed as though he is simply listening to the night. A half-empty glass of wine rests at his elbow. When you pass, he opens his eyes briefly and nods as if to say yes, you feel it too. The motif deepens here. It is not only sound, not only scent, but communion. The way strangers can share a silent recognition joined by the rhythm of place. You nod back softly, and your steps carry you onward. The lane beyond the square slopes gently downhill, and soon you find yourself near the edge of the sea once more. Here, the waterfront is quieter than the Grand Riva you are in, the old quarter where fishing boats rest, tethered side by side. Their nets are folded, their decks empty, their lanterns dimmed. The Adriatic speaks differently here, not in broad waves but in intimate touches, a splash against wood, a rope tightening with the tide, the quiet slosh of water filling the silence between. You crouch near the edge, placing your hand on the cool stone, feeling the rhythm not only in your ears but beneath your palm. The stone is damp, holding the memory of the sea. You close your eyes and imagine it, how the tide has touched these same stones for centuries, never failing, never ceasing. In that constancy, you find comfort, the reassurance that no matter what has passed, the sea remains. A story drifts to you. Trieste has always been known for its coffee, its cafes, its cultural intersections. But long before it was known as a fishing town, a place where families live by the rhythm of the sea, you picture them now, generations rising before dawn, pushing boats into the water, following the same Adriatic path their ancestors had known. You feel their presence in this quiet harbor, their devotion woven into every ripple. The motif folds them in sound, scent, memory, history, all bound by water. You rise again and continue along the waterfront. The night has grown deeper now. The moon is high, its reflection stretching long across the water like a path made of silver. The breeze carries the scent of salt more strongly here, cool and fresh against your skin. You draw your coat closer, not against chill, but to savor the sensation of being wrapped in the night's embrace. Ahead, the street curves toward a lighthouse, its beams sweeping slowly across the sea. It is not harsh, not blinding, just steady, a rhythm of light to match the rhythm of water. You walk toward it, watching as the beam glides, pauses, glides again. Each sweep feels like a breath, in and out, the Adriatic motif expressed in light. When you reach the lighthouse, you pause at its base. The stones are rough beneath your fingertips, worn by salt and wind. Above, the light continues its patient circle. You tilt your head back, gazing upward at the stars, revealed between each sweep. The sky is clear now, scattered with countless points of silver. They shimmer like the lanterns of fishing boats, like the reflection of city lamps on the water. For a moment, the sea and the sky feel the same two mirrors holding endless stars. You breathe deeply here, inhaling the salt, the coolness, the faint trace of earth carried on the breeze. Each breath joins the motif, the rhythm of the Adriatic within you. And as you exhale, your body grows softer, still more open, more ready to drift. In the distance, you notice it again. The faint glow of the island, clearer than before, steadier. It no longer seems distant, but closer, as though the sea itself has carried it towards you. It glimmers with a patient light waiting, inviting. You feel its call, soft but certain, pulling you forward through the night. You let your gaze rest there until your eyes grow heavy. The Adriatic whispers within you, rocking you, gently promising that soon the journey will bring you nearer. And as you turn from the lighthouse, retracing your steps slowly along the waterfront, you know that the sea is guiding you closer with each step, deeper, with each breath toward the island that glows softly in the distance. The night has deepened into stillness now. The streets quieter, the sea darker, the air carrying that perfect balance of coolness and comfort. You walk slowly, letting your body fall into the Adriatic's rhythm once more, that steady motif, sound and scent, touch and memory woven so deeply into you now that it feels like your own heartbeat. From the lighthouse, you follow a narrow stone path that curves along the coast. Few lamps mark the way here, but the moonlight is strong enough to guide you. It paints the path in silver, each stone glimmering faintly, as though it has absorbed the light of countless evenings before. To your left, the sea whispers steadily, lapping gently against the rocks. To your right, the hillside rises dark and quiet, its slopes covered with cypress and olive trees. The Adriatic is closer here. Without walls or harbor to soften it, the waves touch the rocks directly. The sound is steady but hushed, a slow pulse that feels like the city breathing in its sleep. You pause by the edge, leaning slightly over the stones, and breathe in the strong scent of salt mixed with seaweed. It is sharper here, more primal, a reminder of the ocean's depth. Yet even in its strength, it comforts you, the familiarity of nature's endless rhythm, constant and reliable. You follow the path a little further and come upon a small chapel tucked quietly into the hillside. Its door is closed, its windows dark, but a single lantern glows softly by the entrance. You pause, resting your hand on the old wooden door, its grain rough beneath your palm. For centuries, travelers by land and sea would have stopped here, lighting candles before journeys or giving thanks for safe return. You imagine them for a moment, the sailors, the families, the wanderers, each carrying hopes and burdens, each pausing to listen to the same Adriatic breath you hear now. The motif folds them in, expanding once more, past and present joined by water, all lives carried gently in its rhythm. You step back, offering a silent nod of recognition before continuing along the moonlit path. The road bends and suddenly the view opens. Before you, the Adriatic spreads pine silver under the moon, while the city lies behind you in a soft golden glow. Ahead, the horizon stretches infinite, but tonight it does not feel empty, for once again you see it, the island. Clearer than ever, its glow steady, its outline faint but undeniable. It feels close now, as though it has been drawing near to meet you, carried on the tide itself. You pause on a low stone wall, sitting with your legs stretched out, and simply watch. The waves below mirror the stars above, creating a space where sky and sea blur together. The air tastes fresh, tinged with salt, and the faint herbal trace of the hillside. You inhale deeply, feeling it fill your lungs. Exhale slowly, letting tension slip further from your body. Your breath is the Adriatic now, rising, falling eternal. The motif shifts again here, becoming vision. The silver glow of the island flickers softly in your mind even when your eyes close. You feel as though it exists not only in the distance, but within you too, like a memory or a dream you are slowly remembering. You lean back against the wall, the stone cool but steady at your back, and gaze upward at the stars. One falls silently across the sky, leaving a faint trail of light. You smile at its sudden beauty. Perhaps it is only chance, or perhaps it is a reminder that there are wonders waiting in stillness if you only pause long enough to see them. Your mind drifts softly now. You think of evenings back home in small towns across America, the way people sit on porches at dusk, rocking chairs, creaking glasses of iced tea, sweating in the summer air. The rhythm is the same here: stone wall instead of wooden porch, Adriatic instead of prairie fields. But the feeling is identical: belonging, comfort, peace, carried by the slow unfolding of night. You remain here a while, breathing, gazing, listening. Each sense joins the motif: sight of stars and sea, scent of salt and herbs, touch of stone, sound of waves, taste of cool night air. All layers, all part of one steady rhythm holding you. At last you rise, your body lighter, your breath slower, your heart steady. The path continues ahead, curving gently, leading further along the coast. You do not know exactly where it leads, but you do not need to. The Adriatic whispers softly, guiding you step by step, promising that all you need will unfold in time. And as you walk once more under the moonlight, you glance back toward the horizon. The island glows patiently, waiting. Its presence no longer feels far, it feels certain. You know now that the journey will bring you closer, and that when it does, the Adriatic will be there, steady as ever, carrying you into its quiet embrace. The moon hangs high now, steady and silver, as you follow the coastal path onward. The stones are cool beneath your feet, the air gentle against your skin. Each breath you take carries the rhythm of the Adriatic, steady, unbroken, woven into your body as naturally as your own heartbeat. The path curves once more, and you find yourself at the edge of a small grove. Olive trees stretch their branches above you, their leaves shimmering faintly in the moonlight. The air here is hushed, softened by the shelter of trees. Yet even here, away from the open sea, the motif follows the Adriatic's rhythm, not in sound this time, but in the sway of leaves, the rustle of branches, the gentle shifting of shadows across the ground. You pause, resting your hand against the trunk of an olive tree. Its bark is rough, ancient, holding centuries of quiet strength. Beneath your palm, you sense not just the tree, but all it has witnessed: seasons unfolding, winds rising and calming, the Adriatic breathing beyond. You breathe with it now. Slow inhale, slow exhale, letting your body root itself into the stillness. Through the grove, a narrow stone stair descends. You follow it carefully, the steps uneven, worn smooth in places. As you move downward, the air grows cooler, touched once more by the salt of the sea. At the bottom, you emerge onto a hidden terrace, a small balcony of stone overlooking the Adriatic directly. Here the sea stretches infinite silver under the moon, dark and deep, where the light does not reach. The sound is clearer now, the waves brushing against rocks below, steady, soothing, eternal. You step to the edge and rest your hands on the balustrade, leaning forward into the night air. The motif swells within you. It is not only sound or scent, it is presence. The Adriatic is no longer simply beside you. It is within you, as though you have always carried its rhythm in your breath. You feel yourself dissolve into it, your body and the sea moving as one inseparable. A memory rises unbidden but tender. You think of sitting on a front porch in late summer, perhaps in a quiet American town. The air warms, cicadas humming, a rocking chair creaking in time with your breath. The same rhythm. Different place, different sound, but the same eternal rocking, the same comfort. It has always been with you across oceans, across time. Tonight you remember. You close your eyes, and something shifts. The Adriatic speaks not only in sound now, but in vision. Behind your closed eyes, you see light shimmering fluid and soft as though the sea itself were glowing. At first it seems like reflection, but slowly it gathers shape. The island, no longer distant, no longer faint, but vivid within you. Silver shores, quiet hills, a glow that feels less like light and more like welcome. Your chest grows warm at the sight of tenderness spreading through you. It is not longing, not curiosity, but recognition. As though the island has always been waiting for you, patient and still, until you were ready to see it fully. You open your eyes again and the horizon is before you. The island's glow is there, still clearer now than ever. It feels close, not only across the sea, but inside you, mirrored by the vision you carry. The Adriatic has revealed it gently, layer by layer, guiding you to this moment. A breath catches in your throat, not from surprise, but from awe, from gratitude. The motif deepens here, no longer only rhythm, no longer only sound. It is connection. You feel joined to the sea, to the city, to the generations who have walked these stones, to the island glowing ahead, to yourself. Everything held in one rhythm, steady and eternal. You stay here a long while, simply breathing, listening, watching. The waves rise and fall. The stars shimmer above. The glow of the island steadies. The world feels vast and infinite, yet you feel no distance, no separation, only belonging. At last you draw back from the balustrade, your body calm, your breath slow, your heart softened by wonder. You turn to leave the terrace, knowing the Adriatic will carry you further still. Each step feels lighter, as though you are not walking alone, but borne gently forward, carried in the rhythm of sea and night. And as you climb the stairs back through the olive grove, the vision of the island lingers, no longer distant, no longer uncertain, but waiting, shimmering patient as the Adriatic itself. The olive grove closes softly behind you as you step once more onto the coastal path. The night feels different now, quieter, more profound. You carry with you the vision of the island, no longer distant, but near, glowing, both on the horizon and within your chest. The Adriatic motif has become more than sound, more than scent. It is the very rhythm of your being, steady and inseparable. You walk slowly, each step in harmony with the sea's breath. The path narrows again, guiding you between stone walls on one side and open water on the other. The Adriatic is close, its voice, clear waves lapping gently against rocks just below. The air here is sharp with salt, the breeze cool against your skin, but your body feels warmed from within, softened by the quiet wonder you carry. As you move, the city fades behind you, its lamps now distant glimmers. Ahead, the coast is darker, more natural. Olive trees and cypress rise from the hillside, their branches swaying faintly in the wind. The sound they make is soft, almost like whispers, blending seamlessly into the Adriatic's rhythm. For a moment, you imagine the trees themselves breathing with the sea, their roots drinking in the same pulse that steadies your body. You pause by a low stone wall, leaning against it as you gaze out across the water. The moon is high, casting its reflection in a silver path across the Adriatic. That path seems to stretch directly toward the island. It shimmers like an invitation, a bridge made of light. You let your eyes rest there, and the motif swells within you again. Sound, breath, vision, presence, each part of you aligned with the rhythm of sea and sky. A memory rises, tender and unexpected. You think of childhood evenings, perhaps sitting by a lake or river at dusk, skipping stones across water. The way each stone touched the surface, leaving ripples that spread outward endlessly. That same sense of cause and continuation fills you now the way each breath you take joins the Adriatic, each moment carried outward into something larger than yourself. The path leads gently upward again, winding toward a small clearing. When you arrive, you find an ancient stone bench worn smooth by countless visitors. You sit, letting your body sink into its cool surface. The breeze brushes against your face, carrying the scent of the sea, faintly mingled with herbs from the hillside. You close your eyes, resting, breathing. The Adriatic motif becomes softer here, quieter, as though it too is resting. You hear the water below you, feel the rhythm within, but it is hushed now, like a lullaby, whispered just before sleep. You sink into it easily, your body loosening, your thoughts slowing. And then, as your eyes remain closed, the vision returns. The island clearer now than ever. You see its shoreline bathed in silver light, its hills rising gently, its glow patient and unwavering. But this time, you sense more. Not only sight, but feeling. A warmth radiates from it, flowing into you like an embrace. You realize it is not the island itself that glows, it is the welcome it carries, the quiet belonging it offers. You breathe into that feeling. Inhale, warmth spreads through your chest. Exhale, your body softens further, as though surrendering into arms that hold you. Gratitude stirs inside you, gentle but full. Gratitude for the sea, for the night, for the rhythm that has carried you here. Gratitude for the island that waits patient and constant. When you open your eyes again, the horizon greets you. The island's glow is still there, steady and near. For the first time, you feel certain you will reach it. Not tonight, not in haste, but in time, guided by the Adriatic step by step. You rise slowly from the bench, your body calm, your breath slow, your heart softened by wonder. The path ahead curves once more, leading you onward along the coast. Each step feels lighter now, as though you are no longer walking alone, but carried gently forward by the rhythm that surrounds you. The Adriatic whispers within you sound breath, vision, presence, belonging. And as you glance once more at the horizon, you know the island is no longer only a distant place. It is part of you now, carried within, glowing patiently, guiding you deeper into the night. The path narrows again as you continue onward, your steps slow, your body softened by the Adriatic's rhythm. The city is far behind now, its golden lights only faint flickers on the horizon. Around you, the coast is quiet, natural stone walls, dark groves, and the endless breath of the sea beside you. The Adriatic has become more than sound. It is your constant companion, steady in every breath, woven into every sense. The moonlight spills across the water, bright enough to light your way. It stretches like a silver ribbon from horizon to shore, a shimmering bridge that seems to lead directly toward the island. You pause, resting your hand against a stone wall, and gaze out at that path. For a moment, you feel as though you could step directly onto it, walking across the light itself, each footfall cushioned by silver waves. The thought brings a quiet smile to your lips. The motif deepens here, not just rhythm, not just vision, but invitation. The sea seems to beckon softly, not with urgency, but with welcome. You breathe into it slow and steady, letting the invitation settle inside you. You continue walking until you find a small alcove along the path, a semicircle of stone where a bench faces the open water. You sit, feeling the coolness beneath you, the steady presence of the Adriatic beyond. The air is cooler here, brushing lightly against your face, carrying the scent of salt mixed with the faint sweetness of jasmine drifting from the hillside. You close your eyes for a moment, letting your body sink into stillness. The motif carries you deeper, the waves brushing against rocks below your breath, rising and falling. Your heart beats steady, the night holding you gently. You drift for a while in this rhythm, neither asleep nor fully awake, suspended in the softness of the Adriatic's embrace. A vision stirs again. The island appears before you luminous and patient. But now you sense not only its outline but its essence. You feel the hush of its shores, the softness of its hills, the glow that radiates not outward but inward, touching you at your very center. It is not only a place, it is a presence, a quiet welcome that feels both eternal and deeply personal. Gratitude wells up in your chest. You think of all the steps that have carried you here through the city's squares and harbors, through narrow lanes and hillside terraces, past fountains and chapels under stars and lanterns. Each moment guided each breath carried by the Adriatic. You realize the island has not been approaching you from afar. It has been unfolding within you layer by layer, revealed by the rhythm you have trusted all along. You breathe into this gratitude. Inhale, the air cool and clean filling your chest with quiet wonder. Exhale, your body loosening further, soft as water flowing around stone. With each breath, you feel yourself aligning more fully with the Adriatic's rhythm until there is no separation between you and the sea. A memory drifts softly into your mind. You think of standing by a lake in autumn back home, watching the mist rise from the surface in the cool morning air. The stillness of that moment, the way the world seemed to pause, the way your body felt suspended between earth and sky, returns to you now. Different place, different water, but the same wonder. The Adriatic carries it within its rhythm, reminding you that such moments are universal eternal. You open your eyes again and the horizon greets you. The island's glow is there, steady and near, no longer faint. It feels as though it is breathing with you, rising and falling in time with the Adriatic, patient and certain. You rest your gaze on it and the world around you softens. The stone bench, the path, even the trees fade into quiet shadow. Only the sea and the island remain vast and steady, carrying you deeper into calm. For a long time you sit here watching, listening, breathing. The Adriatic is within you, the island before you, the night wrapped around you like a gentle cloak. You feel whole, complete, as though every moment of your journey has led to this stillness. At last, you rise from the bench. Your body light, your breath slow, your heart steady with wonder. The path continues ahead, winding further along the coast. You follow it unhurriedly, each step carried by the Adriatic, each breath joined to its rhythm. And as you walk, you glance once more toward the horizon. The island's glow is no longer only a promise. It is a presence, steady and waiting, guiding you deeper into the heart of the night. The path grows quieter. As you continue onward, the sea stretching endlessly to your left, the hillside sloping dark and still to your right. The moonlight is your guide, silver and unwavering, casting the Adriatic in soft radiance. Each wave glimmers, each ripple a thread of light, and you feel as though the night has been woven just for you. The motif is steady now, no longer shifting. It has become complete. The sound of water brushing the rocks, the breath in your chest, the beat of your heart, the movement of your steps, all merge into one rhythm, unbroken, eternal. You walk within it as though within a song, a lullaby the sea has always known. The path curves once more, and you find yourself in a small cove. The shoreline here is open, a crescent of smooth stone leading directly to the water. You step down slowly, your shoes brushing the sand and pebble surface until you stand only a few feet from the waves. The Adriatic greets you closely now, its voice clearer, its breath cool upon your skin. You lower yourself onto a smooth rock near the water's edge. The stone is cool, grounding, steady beneath you. You place your palms on its surface, feeling the dampness of sea spray, the firmness of earth. Before you, the water rises and falls, the moonlight shimmering upon each crest. You lean forward slightly, listening. The Adriatic whispers directly here, its rhythm surrounding you within and without. You close your eyes and the motif transforms. No longer only sound, no longer only vision, it becomes immersion. You are not beside the sea, you are the sea. Your breath is its breath, your stillness its stillness, your rhythm, its eternal pulse. The sensation is vast yet intimate, infinite yet tender. You feel yourself dissolving the boundaries of body and self, softening, carried outward on each wave, drawn inward with each return. A vision stirs clearer, deeper than before. The island. But now it is not only glowing on the horizon, not only mirrored within. You are there. You feel its shores beneath your feet, its quiet hills rising around you, its stillness welcoming you as though you have returned to a home you had forgotten. The air is soft, filled with the faint perfume of blossoms. The ground is cool and steady. The sea surrounds it, carrying its glow across the water. You breathe deeply into this vision. Inhale, your chest fills with its warmth. Your heart expands. Exhale, your body loosens, surrendering into the embrace of both sea and island. You realize now the island has never been apart from you. It has always been waiting within, revealed gently by the Adriatic's patient rhythm, uncovered breath by breath. A memory returns softly. You think of lying in a field as a child, staring up at the night sky, feeling the vastness above and the earth steady below. That same wonder fills you now, the sense of being held between infinite sky and steady ground, embraced completely. Different places, different times, yet the same eternal belonging. You open your eyes again and the cove greets you. The waves shimmer, the moon glows, the horizon stretches. The island is still there, steady, glowing softly, but it no longer feels separate. It feels part of you, as though each breath you take lights it brighter, each exhale carries its glow outward. You remain seated here, listening, breathing, dissolving into the motif. The Adriatic has become everything: sound, breath, vision, memory, belonging. You feel no need to move, no need to seek. You are complete here, whole within the rhythm. Time passes softly without measure. Perhaps minutes, perhaps hours. The sea does not tell. The night does not tell. Only the rhythm remains steady and eternal, carrying you deeper and deeper into its calm. At last, when your body feels light and your mind hushed, you rise gently from the stone. The waves brush your feet as if in farewell, cool against your skin. You turn back toward the path, your steps slow, steady, carried by the Adriatic within you. As you walk once more beneath the moonlight, you glance back at the horizon. The island glows, still patient, certain, no longer distant. You know now you will always carry it, always feel its welcome wherever you go. The cove lingers behind you as you follow the path. Once more, your steps slow, your body softened by the Adriatic's rhythm. The sea has become part of you now, not separate, not distant, but flowing quietly within every breath you take. Each rise of your chest feels like a wave, each exhale like its gentle return. The motif has reached fullness, and yet it continues to hold you steady and kind. The night deepens around you, but it is not heavy. It is soft, tender, like a blanket settling over the city, the hills, the sea. The moon glows above, silver and patient, casting its light in wide ribbons across the Adriatic. You pause for a moment, leaning against a low wall, and gaze at that silver path. It stretches toward the horizon, toward the island still glowing, still waiting. But tonight you no longer feel the distance between. It is not a place you must reach. It is a presence you already carry steady within. The motif shifts again, subtly, gently, into stillness. No longer a call forward, no longer a revelation, but a quiet holding. You feel it in the hush of waves against the rocks, in the slow drift of wind through the cypress branches, in the steadiness of your own breath. It is as though the Adriatic has wrapped itself around you entirely, saying, "Rest now. You have seen what you needed. You may simply be." You walk until the path bends into a small clearing above the water. A bench of stone waits here, and you sit, letting your body sink into its cool surface. The sea stretches below, endless and calm, its voice a constant hush. You close your eyes and let your head tilt slightly back, the breeze brushing against your face. For a long moment, you do nothing but breathe. Inhale, exhale, the rhythm easy, unbroken. Images drift through your mind, not visions now, but memories, softened by the Adriatic's rhythm. You think of porches at dusk in small American towns, rocking chairs, creaking gently in the fading light. You think of lakes in autumn mist, rising as the sun touches the water. You think of childhood nights lying under stars, hearing crickets hum. All those moments, all those places, woven together by the same eternal rhythm you feel now. The Adriatic motif has become more than sea. It is the rhythm of life itself carried across oceans and time, familiar in every place where stillness is allowed. You feel gratitude rise within you, not sharp but soft, a gentle warmth in your chest. Gratitude for the sea, for the island, for the night, for the rhythm that has shown you belonging in its simplest form. You remain on the bench for a long while, your body easing into near weightlessness. The stone feels steady beneath you, grounding you. The breeze is cool but tender, wrapping you gently. The sound of the waves hushes your thoughts, loosening each one until nothing remains but calm. And then softly, you open your eyes. The horizon greets you. The island glows still steady and patient, no longer a mystery, but a quiet companion. You know now that you do not need to go further. The journey has carried you here to this recognition, this belonging, and that is enough. The motif quiets within you, not gone, but softened. A lullaby sung lower, slower. It will remain as you drift deeper, guiding you now not toward discovery, but toward rest. You rise gently from the bench, your body calm, your steps light. The path continues ahead, but there is no urgency to follow. Each step is simply part of the rhythm, a continuation of the Adriatic's steady embrace. And as you walk once more beneath the silver light, the sea whispering beside you, you know the heart of the journey has revealed itself. From here, the night will only deepen into rest, into quiet, into the soft surrender of sleep. The Adriatic carries you patient and certain into the calm that waits just ahead. The night is at its deepest now. The city lies far behind its lamps, no more than faint glimmers along the curve of the coast. Around you, the Adriatic breathes steadily, its rhythm slower, softer, as though the sea itself has grown drowsy with the hour. You walk gently, each step quiet. Unhurried your body, following the lullaby, the waves continue to sing. The motif has softened, but it remains constant. You hear it in the hush of the water against the rocks, in the sigh of wind brushing the hillside, in the slow rise and fall of your own breath. It is no longer something you notice, it is simply the state you live within now, natural and unbroken. The path leads through a small grove of pines. Their needles release a subtle fragrance in the cool night air, sharp yet soothing, mingling with the salt of the sea. You inhale deeply and the scent clears your mind, softens your chest, eases your body further into rest. As the breeze moves through the branches, the sound is gentle like a soft shooshing, blending with the Adriatic's rhythm until both become one. You pause beneath the trees, leaning lightly against a trunk. Its bark is rough beneath your hand, grounding you steady. You close your eyes for a moment, and in the stillness, the motif becomes almost imperceptible, felt only as calm itself. It is not that the sea has grown quieter, it is that you have grown quieter, so aligned with its rhythm that there is no difference between you and the waves. When you open your eyes again, the grove opens onto a terrace overlooking the sea. The horizon stretches wide, infinite, and calm. The moonlight still shimmers, casting its silver path across the water. The island glows softly, steadily, no longer calling, no longer distant, simply present like a companion who sits quietly beside you without speaking. You sit on the low stone wall of the terrace, letting your legs dangle toward the sea. The air is cool on your face, the stone firm beneath you, the waves constant below. You close your eyes again, leaning slightly forward, and let the Adriatic hold you in its rhythm. Inhale, exhale, steady, unbroken, eternal. A memory stirs of sitting on a porch swing on a warm summer night, the wood creaking gently beneath you as you rock back and forth. That same motion is here now, not with wood, not with rope, but with the sea itself cradling you in its endless rhythm. Different places, different forms, but the same comfort. The motif has become rocking holding. You feel it not only in your breath, but in your bones, your muscles, every part of your body softened into its embrace. The Adriatic is no longer a companion. It is a cradle carrying you gently deeper into the night. You let your thoughts drift. They rise softly, then dissolve like ripples on the water. No need to hold them, no need to follow them. The sea takes them, carries them outward, leaving you lighter, emptier, calmer. You rest in this quiet emptiness. Each breath slow, each moment softened. When you open your eyes once more, the horizon is unchanged, steady, calm, infinite. The island glows faintly, patiently, a gentle reminder of the wonder you carry within. It does not ask for your attention, now it simply rests with you, part of the same calm, the same belonging. You linger on the terrace, your body still, your breath slow. The Adriatic's rhythm cradles you. Each wave, another step into rest, each exhale, another release. At last you rise, though lightly, as if half dreaming already. The path continues onward, but there is no sense of journey now, only continuation, only rhythm. Each step is not progress, but participation in the lullaby the Adriatic sings without end. And as you follow the path once more beneath the silver moonlight, the sea whispering steadily beside you, you feel yourself drifting further inward, carried gently deeper into rest. The path grows quieter with each step. You walk slowly now, as though the stones beneath your feet are carrying you without effort, each movement eased into the rhythm of the Adriatic. The night has reached its deepest stillness, sky, dark sea. Calm, the world hushed, except for the eternal lull of waves brushing gently against rock. The motif continues softer than ever. You no longer hear it as something separate. It is the silence between sounds, the pause between breaths, the stillness that holds everything. Even as the waves move, even as the breeze stirs the branches above, all of it blends into one presence, one calm. You pass through a cluster of low stone houses near the shore. Their shutters are closed, their lamps extinguished. Only the faint glow of a candle flickers behind one curtain. The scent of wood smoke lingers in the air, mingling with the salt of the sea. The smell is warm, familiar, comforting. It stirs a memory quiet winter nights, at-home logs crackling in the hearth, a blanket wrapped around your shoulders. Different place, different season, yet the same comfort. The Adriatic holds it all, weaving warmth into its rhythm. You pause by a doorway where a vine climbs the wall. The flowers are pale, touched by moonlight, their fragrance delicate and sweet. You lean close, inhaling gently. The scent folds into the motif, joining the salt air, the smoke, the silence. You exhale slowly, letting the sweetness linger in your chest, calming your body further. The path leads you once more toward the sea. A narrow stair descends directly to the water, and you follow it step by step until you stand at the edge. Here, the Adriatic laps quietly against smooth stones, the sound hushed, tender like a whisper, meant only for you. You crouch down, touching your fingertips lightly to the surface. The water is cool, soft against your skin, its rhythm steady as a heartbeat. You hold your hand there for a moment, feeling the pulse of the sea flowing into your own. The motif deepens again. It is no longer only rocking, no longer only silence. It is touch, contact, closeness. You realize the Adriatic is not holding you from afar. It is within you, around you, through you, carrying you gently deeper. You rise slowly, your hands still tingling with the coolness of the sea. The air tastes of salt more strongly here, clean and bracing yet softened by the calm of the night. You breathe it in deeply, exhaling into the rhythm, letting your body release what it no longer needs. The path continues beyond the stair, winding gently uphill. You follow your steps unhurried, your body lighter with each breath. At the top, you find a small terrace overlooking the horizon once more. You sit on the low wall, resting your elbows on your knees and gaze out across the sea. The island is still there, glowing softly. But now it feels less like a destination, less like something waiting, and more like a part of the sea itself, a steady light folded into the Adriatic's embrace. You realize you no longer need to reach it. You carry it within, steady and constant, just as the rhythm of the waves carries you. You close your eyes, leaning slightly forward. The Adriatic motif rocks you gently, each wave, another breath, each breath, another step into rest. You drift in its cradle, no longer needing vision, no longer needing thought, only rhythm, only calm. A memory stirs faintly, sitting in a quiet diner late at night. The clink of cups, the low hum of voices, the comfort of warm coffee in your hands. That same ease is here now, folded into the Adriatic, reminding you that peace can be found anywhere, by sea, by street, by table, by shore. The rhythm is always the same, always waiting to be noticed. You exhale slowly, your body loosening further, your thoughts dissolving into the hush. The island, the city, the sea, all of it drifts into one soft calm. And as you sit there beneath the moon, the Adriatic carries you deeper, gently, unhurried into the quiet that waits within the night. The night has reached its quietest hour. The world feels suspended, as though time itself has slowed to match the rhythm of the Adriatic. You walk softly, each step unhurried, your body light, your mind hushed. The path bends gently inland now, guiding you through a slope of grass and scattered stones. Behind you, the sea still whispers, steady as ever, its motif carrying you forward even as it fades into the distance. The hillside is peaceful, the air cooler, touched by the faint fragrance of wild herbs, thyme sage, perhaps a hint of mint growing in the earth. You breathe it in, slow and deep, and the freshness clears you, settles you further into ease. Above, the stars shine brighter without the city's lamps. They spread wide across the sky, infinite, and still their light steady as the glow of the island on the horizon. You pause midway up the slope, turning to look back. The Adriatic stretches silver below, vast and calm, the moon's reflection shimmering across its surface. The island glows gently, no longer a mystery, no longer distant, simply present, an enduring companion. You know now that you do not need to reach it, for it has already reached you. It rests within part of every breath, part of every calm that has carried you through the night. You sit on a smooth stone at the hillside's edge, letting your body sink into its cool steadiness. The earth beneath you feels solid, grounding, holding you as surely as the sea. You close your eyes and the motif emerges again, not loud, not distinct, but as a hum beneath everything. The rhythm of waves, the rhythm of breath, the rhythm of the world at rest. It has become the silence itself, the space in which all else dissolves. Memories rise faintly, softened by the Adriatic's lull. You think of resting in a hammock on a summer afternoon, the gentle sway carrying you towards sleep. You think of lying beneath blankets on a snowy winter night, the muffled silence holding you in warmth. You think of long car rides as a child, the steady hum of the road lulling you into dreams. Each memory different, yet all the same rhythm, all the same motif, all the same belonging. The Adriatic holds them for you, weaving them into one quiet story, the story of rest, of release, of surrender. You breathe into it, your body softening, your mind loosening, your heart slowing. The sea no longer needs to call or to show, it only needs to cradle, and it does. You open your eyes slowly, gazing at the stars above. They shimmer, steady and patient, like lanterns hung in an infinite sky. Their rhythm is slower than waves, slower than breath, yet still the same presence, constancy, belonging. The island glows beneath them, steady and still, its light blending with the stars until sea and sky are one. You lie back on the grass now, the earth cool beneath you, the sky endless above. You spread your arms slightly, feeling yourself held between ground and sky, sea and stars. The Adriatic motif is everywhere below above, within, carrying you gently towards sleep. Your eyes grow heavier. Each blink lingers longer, each breath deeper. You surrender into the rhythm, letting the night hold you, letting the Adriatic carry you. The journey feels complete now, not because it has ended, but because you have become part of it. And as you drift, half dreaming already, you sense that the island will remain with you always, its glow steady inside you, guiding you into every night that follows. The hillside holds you in its quiet embrace. The grass is cool beneath your body, the air soft against your skin. Above, the stars shimmer faintly, their light patient and endless. Below, the Adriatic breathes steadily, its rhythm carrying you deeper and deeper into calm. The motif has become everything, now not only sound, not only vision, but presence itself. The rise and fall of waves, the rise and fall of breath, the slow turning of the earth beneath the stars, all part of the same eternal rhythm. You feel yourself dissolved into it, no longer separate, no longer searching, only resting, only being. You close your eyes and the sea carries you inward. Its lull is no longer outside you, but within you, rocking you gently like a cradle, guiding you softly into sleep. The glow of the island lingers in your chest, steady and warm, a quiet light that does not fade when your eyes close. You know now it was never a place to reach, but a truth already within you, a presence of calm, belonging, and peace. The Adriatic whispers this truth with every wave. You are held, you are safe, you are home. Your breath is slow now. Each inhale brings the cool, clean scent of the sea. Each exhale releases the last traces of thought, the last remnants of waking. Your body loosens, your mind grows quiet, your heart rests. You are no longer walking the path, you are floating within it, carried effortlessly by the rhythm that never ends. Time drifts, perhaps moments, perhaps hours. The Adriatic does not measure, it only holds steady and eternal. You drift with it, softer, slower, deeper, until even the thought of drifting dissolves. The island glows still, steady and patient, though you no longer need to see it. Its light is part of you now, part of your breath, part of your rest. You carry it forward into this night, and every night to come, a quiet companion waiting in the stillness. The Adriatic whispers one last time, not as sound, but as calm itself. Rest now. You are where you belong. And with that, you let go, completely surrendering into the rhythm of sea and night, carried deeper into sleep. Apita. If you enjoyed this journey, you're welcome to join me again whenever you wish. There are many more stories waiting for you, ready to guide you into restful dreams.